welcome to 40 Something and Fabulous with Penny. Today is Mani Monday, so I am about to actually soak these off. Next time I think I'll just do a fill to demonstrate that, but I'm getting ready to soak these off. I'm going to actually file off the top layer of top coat, which is not necessary to do. I forgot to do it last time, and they still soaked off really quickly. But this time I'm going to just give them a quick roughing up to get rid of that top layer and see if it increases the soak time, shortens the soak time any at all, and we'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's just do the top coat off that one and leave this one and see if there's a difference. So I'm going to take my baggies. Inside one baggie, I'm going to add a couple of paper towels. I use the cloth-like paper towels. They're my favorite, Viva actually. There's not much lint from them at all, but they give you something to like rub your nails up against. My rice is already warm, so it's ready to go. And it actually stays pretty warm for a while. I actually kind of overheat it, so just that little bit of cooling down is going to be fine. I actually do mine for a minute 30 in the microwave, just dry rice in a bowl. I'm going to use the Onyx Professional Remover, nail polish remover, but it's 100% acetone. We normally use the blue kind, but they had reformulated it, and it actually, they put water in it, so it doesn't soak off nearly as fast with the water added. So they've reformulated it again, but the stores that have received the product with the water in it, they have to sell all that out first before they get the new stuff. So rather than take a chance, because the last time I bought it, I did buy 2 bottles, and they both had water in them. So rather than chance it, I went ahead and just bought the 100% acetone this time. The difference between the 100% acetone and the blue stuff, which is also the same brand, it's actually called Onyx Professional Soak Off. That has grapeseed oil and coconut oil, which helps keep your cuticles from drying out, because acetone is very drying and harsh on your skin and cuticles. So just be sure that you use a lot of cuticle oil after using the 100% acetone, just to put that moisture back in. So I'm just moving my fingers around in the bowl. I can feel that heat. The purpose of the rice is as a heat conductor. It warms up that acetone and it soaks it off so much faster. I'm actually wearing probably, I don't remember how many layers I did, but you can watch the video and it will tell you, I will tell you in that video how many layers I did, but I know I probably did at least 3, maybe 4 layers of dip. So this will show you how quickly it actually soaks off. I'm just digging my fingers around in there, letting it do its thing. And you don't have to soak off every time. I have been, just because I want to do different things. Today I'm going to use clear tips. One of my nails is going to be done with clear powder. And then next week I think we'll just do a fill. Or next Mani Monday, which is 2 weeks from now. The cat's trying to get in my business over here. No. This also has glitter. The glitters are harder to soak off than the regular dips, the solids. The solids soak off a lot faster. The glitter it's hard for that acetone to eat through, I guess. So it is taking longer than it did last time. Last time I believe I had them off in 9 minutes total. It is starting to come off though. See, it's starting to eat it off. So we're getting there. This side seems like it's going pretty much the same. So I don't know that filing off that top coat really matters. The rice is already cooling down, which is much faster. Maybe I did it for 2 minutes before. I don't remember. But it is coming off much faster now that it's eaten down through those top couple of layers. Seems to be coming off a lot faster. I'm just going to get my fingers down in there really good where it's nice and warm. See, it's almost completely off that nail. You see the glitter nail, it's hardly come off at all. This one's solid glitter. These ones just had glitter sprinkled on top. So you see it's coming off of the other nails pretty quick. And it would be going faster if this rice was a little bit hotter. Either I let it cool down too much before I put my fingers in, or I went for 2 minutes in the microwave last time. I'm not sure. It's almost completely off my thumb though. So we're doing good. And I don't know if I said I'm adding clear tips because my accent nail, my ring fingers, are going to be clear dip with hearts in it. And then the other fingers are going to be pink, I believe, with some silver lines and some little hearts. So I'm not really a pink girl. I'm more red. Like that's more my color. Okay, it's off all the fingers except for the glitter finger. So it definitely, and it's almost off all of these. Oh, even the glitter. That's odd. I wonder why it went so much faster. Maybe I dug around a little more. Or maybe it came in contact with the acetone a little bit more. Like maybe the acetone was pulling there or something. Okay, yeah. So it's off of all of them except for that glitter nail.
Sheet out.
Thank you, baby. The video's been going for 10 minutes, so that's not bad at all, in my opinion. Like, that's super fast. Back in the day when I would soak off acrylics, it would take an hour. Like, I hated going to the salon to do that, so I ended up getting acetone to have at home, which I didn't soak them off very often back then when I was going to salons. But it took an hour with pure acetone. So this is much easier to soak off. I'm going to work on this. Let's see if I can file some of this glitter off. It does soften it, so even if it's not all the way off, it should be a little bit softer after being in the acetone. And sometimes you can just file the rest of it off. I'm trying to be very careful though, because that's my natural nail underneath. And they're very paper thin. Let's get back in for a little bit. See if we can get some more of that to soak off. So had my rice been warmer, I'm sure it would have soaked off faster. But 10 minutes is phenomenal. Right now we're at 12 minutes, 11 seconds. And it's almost completely gone. Just cleaning up my nails a little bit. kind of want to get all that red off because this pink is so light that that red will show through. So I don't want any remnants of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push back my cuticles. I'm going to scrape my nail around the cuticle area, like on my nail plate, to get rid of the invisible cuticle. That is something that can cause lifting. That was the game changer for me. My manicure was lasting between like 7 and 10 days, thereabouts, at first when I first got started. But the more I learned about nail prep, each person is different. Like if your nail beds are oily, you're going to require more nail prep than somebody who has dry nail beds, things like that. So when I learned about the invisible cuticle, when I first started with it, it felt like I was scraping my nail, my actual nail. But once you get all that invisible cuticle, I don't know if that's really what it's called or not. That's just what the consultants that I learned it from call it. But once you get that invisible cuticle off, it gives you much more of a bond between the base coat and the dip powder to your nail plate. So that was a game changer for me. And the longest my manicure ever went was 34 days. I had way too much growth at that point, so I went ahead and soaked them off. I'd actually had 3 nails lift that morning and decided, okay, rather than repair these 3, I'm going to go ahead and soak the whole set off and redo them. So that was a real game changer. So definitely learn about that. Well, I'll show you about soaking off the scraping off the invisible cuticle. So when I get done with that, I just seal it up and put it right in my garbage. And then I have this one that I'll use next time with a fresh one on the outside, just to prevent from any soak through, like if it eats through the plastic, which it's liable to do. So my pad here is really nice and warm from the warm rice. All right, and then the rice I spilled, I'm just gonna get rid of that. Okay, so I like to use this cuticle pusher that we have. It's a cuticle pusher on one end, and on the other end, it's got this curved edge on it. And it's not really sharp, but I do say be careful. Some people use the cuticle, I think it's called Cuticle Off. It's a cuticle remover. It may just be called cuticle remover. I really don't know. It's a lotion that goes on your cuticles and softens them up and helps you to slough off all the dead cuticle. I don't trim my cuticles. I am scared I'm going to hurt myself. So I just push them back really good. And they're already kind of soft from soaking in the acetone. And then I'm going to try to show you. I'm going to try to show you the scraping of the invisible cuticle. I need to take my glasses off for this so I can see up close. All right. So if you notice, it just looks kind of yucky all around my nail. If you start on my nail, on my actual nail plate, I mean, and if you just kind of scrape, let me see if I can. Can you see all that? That's sloughing off. Like I said, I thought it was your actual nail, but once you get all of that invisible cuticle off, it stops coming up. Like you don't get any more. So I don't think it's your actual nail. It's that invisible cuticle. And it can actually be really bad from one manicure to the next. So ideally, you need to do it every time, especially if you're having problems with your manicure lasting. If you're getting 2 weeks worth of wear out of a set of nails, you're doing really good. Anything above that is just a bonus. But honestly, it's so cheap per manicure that you could soak off every week or every few days if you like and change colors. That's the fun part. Because of course you want to try all the gorgeous colors. Again, I'm scraping away that invisible cuticle. It also gives you a nice, clean, even surface. Whereas if you don't scrape it away, And yours may not be as bad as mine. I don't know. I don't know if it varies from person to person. You see all that coming up? Can you see that? It's very flaky, so I can totally see why you can't get a good adhesion if you've got all that on your nails. And I'd never heard the term invisible cuticle. Although the nail tech always used the drill and drilled around very close to the cuticle line. So that's obviously what they were doing, was removing that before doing a fill or a new set or whatever. And it is time consuming, but it's important because, you know, you definitely don't want to spend all the time doing your nails and having them look so gorgeous and then have lifting in a few days. That's frustrating. Okay, this hand is really awkward. So I'm actually going to cut the video here because this is my left hand, even though it may look backwards, whichever media you're watching on. It may look backwards to you. It may look like this is my right, this is my left hand, this is my right hand, but this is my right hand, this is my left hand. I'm right hand dominant, so anything with my left hand is a little bit more awkward. So I'm going to cut the video now, and I'll pick it back up when I'm doing tips. Okay, so I've gotten all the invisible cuticle off. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to trim my nails down a little bit with my clippers here. We actually sell these nice manicure sets. I love them. I actually need to get one for my upstairs because I have no tools up there. And every now and then you need to clip your toenails or whatever. Or a fingernail. So I'm just going to round it off. They're squared off just because I trimmed the tips down before I started soaking. Because there's no sense in having to worry about soaking off all that because I knew I was going to be applying tips. Oh, I hate cutting my nails. I sometimes grab onto the quick and it hurts. I hope that fingernail didn't go in my protein shake over here. Yikes. Just rounding it off a little bit so the tips will fit really well. And you can do the dips over your natural nail or you can do tips, either one. There's even been times that I'm doing it over my natural nail, but if I have one that's broken or otherwise has some kind of issue or whatever, I'll just add a tip to that particular finger. And, you know, they turn out looking exactly the same. So it's definitely flexible for whatever your needs are. I personally prefer my natural nail with just overlay over it. But the reason I'm doing the tips is because I want to do the, I want them all, first of all, to look exactly the same. So I want them all to be the clear, and then the ring finger is going to be that clear with the hearts in it. So I just decided to do a whole fresh set of tips and then grow my nails out. They were kind of different lengths. I don't know if you noticed, particularly my ring fingers were much shorter. And, you know, this hand was actually shorter and there were some longer nails on this hand. So that was the other reason why I decided to go ahead and do a set of tips because, you know, the various lengths. So, I'm going to grab my, oh, I totally missed one. That's odd. Totally skipped right over it. Let me make sure I got them all this time. Yes. Okay. Now, I will say that we sell nail glue. Where are my clear tips? Are they in this box? Welcome back. So I did a little bit of playing around trying to decide on a design. So we'll have to see how that all works out. Right now I'm going to put on tips. Let's see, I think So those will be for my thumb, number 1. Let me just check 0. I think 0 is too big, but I'm going to check it anyway. Yeah, 0 is way too big. Yeah, it actually hangs way over. Okay, so 1 for that one. These actually look like they're mixed up. Okay, so I have all of my fingers sized. This is the glue that I use. It's Gorilla Glue brush and nozzle. I use the brush part to brush the glue right onto my nail. We do sell nail glue, and I've never tried it before because this works so well for me. The thing I like about this is that if you stick a nail down crooked, you can actually pull it back up and reposition, and it's still sticky enough that it will adhere. So you've got quite a few seconds that you can make adjustments. I put mine down crooked pretty frequently, actually. So that works really well for me that I can do that. It's not like the crazy glue of old yesteryear where once you stuck it down, that was it. There was no going back. Like, you either had to pry it off or you had to just wait for it to pop off. And when I found this, which my son actually told me about, that's what I've used ever since, and I love it. Many consultants use our base coat to put their tips down with. I've never tried that. I probably should, because that would prevent me having to have another product in my arsenal. If I could just use our base coat. Apparently I'm getting better at this because these are not going down crooked like they usually do. This is actually sticking down a lot quicker than it normally does too, which is weird. Sometimes I have to hold them for quite a while to get them to adhere. I don't know the difference. They seem to sometimes stick quicker than others, but this is doing really, really well today. I'm actually going to get this hand done, and I'm going to go ahead and trim them down so I can actually use my hand effectively. So really quick, I've got a 2 on my thumb, a 6 on this one, a 5 on this one, a 7 on this one, and a 9 on this one. Okay, so I got those all stuck down. I'm actually nearsighted, and with my contact lenses, I can't see up close very well. But when I wear my glasses, if I take them off, I can hold my finger really close to my face and see really well. It really presents a challenge when you do wear contacts. I mean, reading glasses help, but not as much as being able to hold it like right up to my face. And if it's okay if your nails vary on each hand. Our nails probably aren't exactly the same size. And also, if you have a nail that's a little too big, you can file it down on the sides to make it fit your nail plate. Just a couple of little swipes with a really coarse file on each side near to the point there, like right there, will help to fit it to your nail plate really good. There might be some of these that could have used a bit of a file down, but I did not. Now, one of my tricks is getting the nails the same length. It's really hard for me to gauge how short to cut them. So that can sometimes be an issue. So hopefully I get them to where they're pretty even. Looks like I did pretty good that time. I'm getting better, I guess. That's a good thing. Okay. Oh, I got these two a little too short, my two middle fingers. Dang it. I guess I should probably cut them all a little what I think is long and then go back and trim again if I need to. That might help. Okay, so we're all done with these. Okay, now it's just going to be a matter of filing those tips. I'm using an older file because the brand new files, you have to be careful because, you know, putting them over your skin can actually cut your skin. So if you have a new file, maybe rough up the edges a little bit so that it's not going right up against your skin and cutting your skin. You can also file the ends first to rough it up some before you go in next to where your skin is. This is a problem for me too, shaping. I'm getting better at it, but I'm not perfect by any means. So sometimes they come out a little misshapen, which that's one of the things that you can tell at a glance. They're not salon done by an experienced nail tech, is because they can be a little misshapen and some shorter than the others. But, you know, our regular nails aren't going to look perfectly polished either. So, you know, that's something I had to kind of get over. I'm really OCD about my nails. I like them to look perfect. It's always been very hard for me to find good nail techs. And once I do, I stick with them for sure because I was so particular, I guess. But knowing what I'm saving and the convenience of doing it at home and all that good stuff makes it worth it. I'm just doing a preliminary shaping on the tips, and then after I dip, I will activate and I will file and shape again. I think this set's going to actually turn out better than any other set I've done because I've got the nails, oop, that one didn't stick down. I've got the nails actually fitted to my nail bed appropriately. Sometimes I'm a little off and sometimes I get one that's too small or something. I probably didn't get enough glue over on the side, so let's get this side really good. It's a little hard to manage when it's tiny. Yeah, that's not working. I'm gonna have to... Oop. Let me get a fresh one. All right, so today is gonna be my first attempt at an apex, okay? I have very flat nail plates. Many of us do. You can see it just kind of goes straight across. So I'm actually going to try to make a really nice C curve and see how it turns out. I actually, oh, that's clear. I should probably go ahead and dip my ring fingers. Why don't I do that really quick so I don't forget? There was a little piece of lint in the top of that, and I just did this tiny little breath, and it popped right out of there. It flew right out of there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do my ring fingers. All right, the way I'm going to build an apex, I saw this on a video. I haven't tried it, so full disclosure, I've never done this before. I've never tried to build an apex at all. I've said I was going to, is you take the base coat and you run it along the ridge. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to prime my nails. It just hit me. Dadgummit. Okay. Totally forgot primer. Let's do primer. I've got dust all over me, y'all. I don't know why I managed to put black on every time I'm about to do my nails. That's kind of crazy. Now, one of the issues that I have with light colors is I end up with a lot of like lint and little specks and whatnot. So I'm trying to figure out how to avoid that. If you have any tips for me, let me know. I have a separate brush for really light colors and French and whatnot. I have a separate clear for the same thing. So I have done things to guard from that, but it seems like no matter how hard I try, I end up with little specks, and that irritates me. I don't like it. Darker colors are definitely more forgiving in that regard. But I'm hoping that I can figure out some ways. See, there's a piece of glitter that came out of my primer just now, a piece of red glitter. That doesn't seem to want to get off my nail. Let's see. It's right up at the edge of the nail too, so it's hard to get to. Well, I'm assuming it came out of that bottle. Maybe it was already there. Because it seems to not want to come up. The pink will probably cover it. I don't know. Okay, I don't see it, but there's lint. There's lint there too. And that's why I wore my glasses today, so I could take them off and look around. I'm looking underneath them so I can actually see. All right, I'm going in with, there's all kinds of lint on this one. Underneath and stuff. I don't know where it's coming from. Probably off this black shirt. Maybe that's something I need to do, not wear black when I do my nails. Let's try that next time. 2 layers of primer, just because my nails are very oily. There's other things you can do too to dehydrate your nail bed. You can soak. You can put a little acetone on them. You can wash with the blue Dawn dishwashing liquid, just the old-fashioned Dawn dishwashing liquid like our moms had when we were growing up. Use a set of liquids for glitter. Yeah, I was doing that, and except for the primer, I don't have a primer in there. I probably need to do that. I have 3 sets, 1 for lights, 1 for darks, and 1 for glitters. How do you keep them separate? I actually painted, which was stupid, because that's probably where the red glitter came from. I actually did a little bit of base coat on top of each bottle, and then dipped it in ruby red slippers, which is what I had handy. So there's glitter dots on top, and then I activated it, and that's probably where that red glitter came from. Because I did that. Which I guess I could do that, or a marker even. I guess you could use a Sharpie to put, I think that's what you said you did, isn't it? You wrote, you put letters on there. Okay. All primed up. Now let's do this again. All right. So to do the apex here, I'm going to run it right along the edge of the nail tip, making sure I get all the way across. And then I'm just going to gently dip in the clear. Oh, you know what? I was going to get an orange stick too. I forgot. I actually want to do something else with this set of nails to show you guys. Hold on a second. Let me grab an orange stick really quick. You know what? what? They're probably in a different container. Dean, will you come here, please? Sorry, I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't live.
Yeah, I get it.
Will you look in that thing? I think it's in the bottom tray of the flip down part, and there's a little pack of wooden sticks. I need a couple of those, please. No, not those kind. No. Nail sticks. Yeah, that's for something else. Are they in there? Can you see?
Not in this one.
Okay, look in the next one up. I think I see them in there. Do I? Let me see. No, maybe not. They're little wooden sticks. No, they're not in there. What about the next one? Sorry.
There is no next one.
Oh, there's not? There's only two?
There's only two in there.
Oh, then it's running around here somewhere loose.
Lovely.
Hand me the craft ones back that you had. Do they have a sharp end on them? Because if they do, they'll work.
Maybe not. There's one.
Oh, yeah, that ain't going to work at all. Okay. Say hi to the people.
Hi to the people.
I don't know where they're at. Dang it.
Oh boy.
Will you look in there and see if there's some in there? Is there one in here? This might work.
Is this it?
No, it's a wooden stick, like those other sticks, but with a sharp point on it.
I thought those were with sticks with sharp points on them.
No, those are paintbrushes and they're not wooden.
Yeah, I see that now. Oh,
Did you find them?
found one.
That'll work. That's exactly what I need.
I found one. Ah.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so one way you can get the cuticle line very perfect is by running an orange stick around it. That's what I wanted to show y'all. It gets all that excess powder out of there, and it breaks it apart from your skin and your cuticle. I also got my unicorn brush for brushing off, hopefully to avoid any black lint and whatnot, because the first time I brushed with my black brush, with my new black brush, I noticed it left lint. So, but it could have still been from my shirt, I don't know. All right, so after you go along that ridge line, then you're gonna do 3/4 of the way down out to the whole nail. I probably should have roughed up these nails too, and I did not. 3/4 of the way down. And dip again. That's going to build it up a little bit. You can see it already has a bit of a curve to it. This orange stick doesn't seem as sharp as I would need it. You could probably also use the metal cuticle pusher, the one that I like to scrape the invisible cuticle off with. And remember, you can actually touch your nail and kind of manipulate the powder a little bit. You can't do a lot, but if you end up with a bump of some sort, you can kind of manipulate it a little bit. Again, 3/4 of the way down. Dip. And then you know what? The cuticle pusher end might actually be better than the pointy end. It looks like it has more of a sharp edge on it. So actually that's the one I'm going to use to go around my cuticle. Then after you do that layer, you're going to go in with, and go all the way to the cuticle. And there's a couple of different ways to do it. Some people like to go like almost all the way down, leaving a small space. Brush forward and then kind of brush backward, like push the brush back and then drag forward. I don't see, personally, I don't see that that's something I need to start trying to do because I'm not that good. Plus, it's coming out really nice. You see, I don't know if you can tell. It's got a nice curve to it. I think I'm going to need one more layer. And then again in the clear. And I'm just laying my fingernail down into the powder. I think that works better than pushing it down in there, because usually pushing it down in there, I don't always get, see, look how nice that looks. I don't know if you can tell, but that actually is a perfect curve. But pushing it down in there sometimes creates that little hump or whatever. And you know what? There's red powder in this coming off in my dip. It's staining it red. Dang it. I didn't really think I had used that unicorn brush, so I didn't know that there was any powder in it. I thought it was brand new. Okay. I also have a piece of glitter. Oh, it's laying right on top, so came right off good. That's okay though. It'll have a bit of a pink tint, but that's okay because my nails are going to be pink anyway. Okay, so these ones are done, I feel. Let me go around this one and separate my skin from the dip. Yeah, that gives you a real good separation right there. And this end is working a lot better. And I got it all the way down to the cuticle, which is good. I don't like there to be any kind of gap. I don't like it to look like I need to fill in or anything like that. So right now I'm going to put my clear away. And I'm going to take out the color that I mixed up. This is actually a combination of Tickle Me Pink, and then I combined it with the combo that I already had put together, Send Nudes and Pixie Dust. And it has the most amazing shimmer. The inside of that lid is black. I don't know if you can tell the shimmer on screen, but it's perfect. I actually did a swatch nail playing around a little bit. I don't know if you can look past all the lines I was doing. I was trying to figure out how to do the lines, and the pink is just perfect. So that's the color I'm using. I did like 2.5 heaping scoops with a nail swatch of the Tickle Me Pink, and I did, I think, 3 scoops of the combo that's the Send Nudes and the Pixie Dust. My Send Nudes and Pixie Dust is 50-50, so apex, it kind of gets the whole nail almost. But the point is, it kind of blends that tip with the my natural nail plate, so you don't have like a hump there. So that's the reason for that. And you can do it or not do it. This is the first time I've ever done it, so I just figured I would share that as a tip that I've learned thus far. And it probably depends on how flat your nail plates are. I'm going to do all my nails and then I'm going to go back and brush. That way they're completely dry. And then I don't need my middle nail, my ring finger, because I already did that one with clear. Which actually may not really turn out clear. Let's see. I don't know if you can tell, it's like a perfect moon shape. There's a little bit of cuticle exposed at the bottom, and then of course the nail tip on the end is doesn't have any dip on it at all. So that's going to create that perfect bridge between the two. Let me... Now I'm going to go in. I don't think I need to do the 3/4, only because that covered most of that nail. Because I had my brush kind of splayed out. So I'm going to go ahead and do the full nail and dip in the pink. I'm loving this pink, y'all. This is like a perfect color. It's, I just dumped it over. I dumped a whole bunch of it out. Dang it. And I've got silver in. Let's see if I can scoop some of this out and save it. Where's my orange stick? Okay. And see, I don't know if you can tell that it's kind of like on my skin and a little uneven and stuff. Going around it with this cuticle stick actually evens it up perfectly. So this is a technique I will be using from here on out because it's working so well. Brush this off a bit so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not really sure how I did that, but there's like a little hole right there that I missed with liquid and powder, or at least somewhat. That's kind of weird. It looks almost like a pinprick. Can you see the shimmer? I don't know if y'all can or not. I can't tell. It's very pretty in person though. But it has got some red powder coming out of this brush. Or dye or something, I don't know. Let me grab a different brush out of here. The unicorn brush, we sell these too. I've never used this one, but it doesn't have any red dye in it, and it's brand new. It's never been taken out of package. So hopefully, I don't have any problems with that one. I think I'll get that in the filing and buffing. How many coats did I do? Is that 2 coats? If it is, I need 1 more coat. It's 2 coats plus the apex, right? I didn't get enough base coat on there. Okay, I'm also capping my ends. Oh, you can see the shimmer? That's awesome. I was hoping you could, but I know it's not as pretty on camera as it is in person. All right, so for everything but the thumb, here's coat number 1. I'm just going to lay it right down in that powder, kind of tap it around a little bit in there, and it gives really good coverage without causing any bumps. That's actually my preferred method now that I've learned, rather than dipping into the powder. In a really new container of powder, you'll probably need to transfer it to another container or put it in a cupcake liner where you can pour the excess back in, because you will probably make a mess. But I don't think it's as bad as dipping, because your whole finger is not going in there. You're just laying it in the top of the powder. I just feel like it does better that way. Layer number 1. I keep saying that to myself so I don't forget where I'm at. Yeah, that's very true. Never as pretty on camera. But I'm actually loving it. I was hesitant because I'm not a pink girl at all. I do like French, which is the pink and white, but I'm just not into pink colors. But this is so pretty and shimmery that I think I'm loving it. And I'm not sure, since that one's kind of stained a reddish pink color, I'm not sure if I should still go forward with my plan, which was going to be to put hearts on, not all over, but like put multiple hearts on that nail and then encapsulate it in the clear. So I'm not sure if I should do that or what. Give me some thoughts. These ones ideally are going to have like that silver glitter line and then a little heart or 2. I haven't decided exactly how to place the hearts on those. But then this one was going to be clear with just random hearts all over it. So with the clear, it doesn't have the shiny or the shimmery like the other ones do. So it'll look a little bit different, but with the, what is pretty on the wet? Definitely, that's a good point. I'm glad you said that. That was shocking to me when I got a few of the colors. I mean, when I saw them on the side, I was like, oh, that's pretty. I need that. So I'd order it, and then I'd get it, and I'd be like, whoa. That was the most surprising thing, I think, was how pretty they are in person. It's really, the owners say it's really hard to get good photos to really show the way the colors look, because A, lighting is so different, and also different devices show it differently online. So it's just really hard to get an idea. So if you like a color, you're probably going to love it in person. That's my experience anyway. I mean, there were some that I bought simply because, oh, that color will look good with such and such an outfit, or that color will look good at 4th of July, or this color will look good for this reason or that reason. And then you get it, and it's so vibrant and so pretty, and the glitters are amazing, and the shimmers are amazing. Some of them have shimmers that I didn't even know had shimmers. Like, I got them in the mail, and I was like, whoa, I didn't even know this had shimmer in it, because I'm all about the shimmer, y'all. I actually like shimmer better than I like glitter, but sometimes you need glitter. All right, so that was layer 1. I'm gonna do one more layer, I think is all I need. This one's covered though. It's these ones. And again, just laying it right down on the powder. Chapping it around in there a few times. Can you see what I'm doing? I don't even know. Can you see what I'm doing? I say that and it looks like I got too much base coat on the end or something. We'll have to see. I'm not sure how I got so much more on the ends than I did at the base. That's weird. You know what? I might have set it down in a really gloppy area or something. I don't know. Okay. That's actually, I'm covered in this stuff, y'all. Also, by going around the cuticle stick, it evens it up. Like, you might have like a little tiny ball of dip in one area, but by going around it, it actually evens it up really nicely. Yeah, somehow I got a bump in there, and I don't know how that happened. Okay. So that is going to do it, I think, for the base layers. And I'm going to go ahead and activate, and where did my orange stick go? I'm going to go ahead and activate and file and buff so that if I start doing this silver line thingy and it turns out bad, I can just file it off. That's one thing I love is the flexibility. Like, in order to be able to play a little bit, you just activate and that hardens everything, and you file it down and activate again, and then you can play. I'm gonna, as usual, I'm gonna finish my left hand on camera, and then I'm gonna sign off to do my right. Okay, this is my clear activator. I've not used any dark colors with this one. See, I see some bumps in there. When I put the activator on, I can see some of the bumps. So that's a good thing because we can file those out. I don't know if you can see on that. There's a giant bump like on the tip. It's actually on the tip. And I'm not really sure how that ended up like that. But I'm going to file that out as well. And personally, I prefer to do 2 layers of activator. You know what? Did I only do 1 layer of clear? I can't remember. No, I didn't. I built the apex there. Yeah, so I should be good on that. I'm hoping when I file it, some of that red will come out of there. Okay, I'm gonna let it harden a little bit. I like glitters more than I thought I would. Same, because I felt like our glitters were a little too chunky for me. Some people like the super, super chunky stuff, and I just don't. I've never really liked the super chunky stuff. I always went after the shimmer, and I don't know if it's just knowing I can change anytime or what, but I love our glitters. Like, Love, love, love. I really wish they'd come out with a really pretty pink, like a, it's hard to describe. Almost like, have you ever seen the chrome pinks? Like that color rocks to me. I love that color. But if they came out with the glitter, Zen is very close to what I'm talking about, but it's more of a purple versus pink. But the color Zen is a gorgeous glitter. And it's super chunky. It's chunkier than some of our other glitters, which I thought I would be like, ugh, but I really like it. Then there's also Atlantis, which is the same. It's really chunky too, like Zen. And, okay, that sounds like it's hard, but I'm going to go in with another layer of Activator, which is going to harden it really good, and then we'll be ready to file. Now, one thing I think I'm going to try for the silver line, and I don't think I'm going for a perfect silver line. I really don't know what I'm after. I know the one in my inspiration photo is actually kind of like diagonal down the nail. But I'm actually going to use the French nail guides that I bought. And I'm going to kind of place them where I want them and then just go along the edge and see if that works. It's worth a try. I'm going to let that harden a little bit more before I start filing. Yeah. While I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and start on this hand. By the time I get this first nail done here, that will be hard enough to file. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my thumb. Where did my base coat go? Oh, right here in front of me. Say hey when you join me. I'm going to go ahead and do the apex on that one too. Okay, so after I do the apex part, I'll need, I think I'm doing 2 layers after that. Seems like that's what I did. That one was almost the whole nail because my brush was all splayed out again, but that's okay. It's pretty forgiving, honestly. And if it ain't, file it off and do it over. That's the beauty of it. We learn as we go. Okay. That sounds pretty solid. So I am going to take my curved file and I'm going to just give it a good filing. And it's hard to tell on this, but I don't know if you can see the spots that are, I guess they look darker. That's where little bumps are. So if you just pay attention to that area, and kind of file there until everything looks even in color. Then you'll be good to go. I'm shaping them up a little bit. Stomach's growling. I don't know if y'all can hear it. It doesn't hurt or anything. I guess I'm just hungry. All I had today so far is a protein shake. Now, I don't feel hungry, but my stomach may think otherwise. Okay, this is the one with the bump in it. So, can you tell? I'm not sure if you can see that. I think you can. It looks like you can. There's like a ridge there. So I'm just gonna file it. I may need to file this one down because of this being such a sheer color. I may actually end up having to file it all the way down and start and dip again in the pink. I'm gonna see if that maybe not. It looks like it's blending in nicely. So I don't think I'm gonna need to do that. It's about time for a new file. Say hey when you join me.
Hey.
Is that you?
No.
Oh. My boy. Hey, Hurricane. How's it going, girl? How are you doing? Long time no see. What are you doing?
Cleaning.
My nail table's off limits. I like it dirty.
Nothing. You need clean?
Are you really cleaning or are you just messing with me?
I'm not just messing with you.
So you're getting a jump start on your chores this week?
I'll clean your mother right now.
I know, girl. How's your heart doing? Is it better? Hey, will you go up and put that load of laundry on, please?
It's the opposite. That's the way I'm going.
I know. Please.
You really don't make me.
I'm going to ask you to please.
Don't do that.
I've got witnesses. Okay, getting everything. Oh, you're welcome, girl. I think of you often. All right, now hopefully I can remember with my ring finger that I do not want to do the silver line. I think I will, but I'm so forgetful that I may. All right. I'm getting ready to activate again, and then, huh? On the dryer needs to go in the wash, the towels and stuff, and your towels and washcloths too. On hot. It's already on hot, but that way you don't change it. Okay. I'm going to kind of file around the back a little bit. There's some couple of spots. All right, activate again. When we activate, oh, you know what? Let's buff a little bit just because. Let's see, do I have a good buffer in here for clean, a clean buffer? No. Let me see if I have one in here. Of course not, because it's in reach. Let me grab one out of my drawer really fast. My other buffer is actually has a lot of red in it, so I don't want to use it on these pink, light pink nails. So I'm going to open this one up. This is the coarser side. So I'm going to do a little bit there with that. Only because these are so light. I don't normally do this step. I can't, first of all, I can't stand that noise. It kind of makes my skin crawl a little bit. But I want to be sure to get a really good surface. It makes my teeth hurt. Can y'all hear it? Is it bothering y'all too? The other side is not as coarse, and it's a good finishing layer. A good finishing buffer. You can also use this side for like if your top coat gets a little dull or something, or if you get something on it, you can use that and go over it and it'll shine it back up. I've not personally done that, but I've heard that tip and I thought it was a good one, so I'm passing it along. Because sometimes that does happen where you need to touch something up. I love being able to do this whenever the mood strikes, and each manicure is like $2, between $2 and $3, depending on what kind of fanciness you're doing. That's not bad at all. And of course with me, I was desperate because when COVID shut down the salons, I had to have an alternative. I couldn't bear the idea of going without getting my nails done. It looks like it's taken a lot of that reddish tint out, so I'm hoping that's the case and that these are going to come out nice and clear. The ring finger one. Now, I'm conflicted if I should use red hearts, only red hearts, or if I should use red and, oh good, it doesn't bother you. I can't stand it. I don't know if I should just use red hearts or if I should use red and pink, or red and silver, or red and pink and silver. What do you think? I mean, because while I'm using that one photo for inspiration, it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly like that. Thanks, baby. Such a good kid. Okay, What's next? I guess the only thing left to do is the silver, which I think is right here. I'm using Show Me the Money as my silver. Here, let me dump this out. All right, so what I think I'm gonna try, where did I lay those? Oh, here they are. I'm almost wondering if I should do it on the smile line. If you're putting multiple hearts, you could do different colors. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like maybe 3 on one nail, using a red, a pink, and a silver. So should I do the smile line along my actual nail, like the tip? Or should I do it like that? Or should I kind of do it diagonal, which the inspiration photo is more of a diagonal. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Something like this. To where it'll be probably on this side, on the side closest to the camera. Diagonal, okay, I see that now. It would be super easy to just pick it up and stick it back down, but I can't get it positioned like I want it. Okay, like that. All right, now, one of the problems I was having, because I was trying this earlier, was the glitter doesn't cover. What am I trying to say? I was doing that method where I do the nail downward, and it was like smushing it out, and it was kind of like spreading the glitter out. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I think I'm going to use a nail to scoop with, and I'm going to try scooping it onto the base coat. Let me close up my activator. I'll put my nail primer over there out of the way. Here's base coat. All right, so you know what? Let me try something. Let me try something. Just because I'm not good at drawing lines, let's try something. I need to get some washi tape. I could be using that quilting tape that I bought for this. That would work perfectly. No, it wouldn't, because there's no arch to it. Never mind. Same with striping tape. Okay, forget that. I'm talking out loud. Thinking out loud. No, ma'am. Don't you come up here. Don't you come up here. No. 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 No muffin. All right, what I did was I just made me a little guide. I don't know if I'm gonna like it like this, but I'm gonna try it. In theory, it's gonna work perfectly. And for reals, I don't know. Doing it this way too, I also won't have to worry about any dip getting where it shouldn't. Part of the problem with that is Show Me the Money actually, it's actually a silvery color with glitter dispersed throughout. So I think that's part of the problem, is it's not a ton of glitter in there like some of the others. Let me look at and see what else I have that I can do this with. I don't even know. Galaxy, Girl's Best Friend, Fairy Wings. Let's try Fairy Wings. I think maybe Fairy Wings would do better. Let's see. I'm kind of thinking that will work better. No, Muffin. No, no, no. She's trying to climb over in my lap, and her claws are super sharp right now, so she's going to scratch the mess out of me. All right, let's see how Fairy Wings does. Fairy Wings is has more fine shimmer to it. Glitter, stop. I don't think I want to use that brush. Where's my, I'll use my unicorn brush. See, I don't know if you can see that, but you see where some of the glitter is kind of missing. So that's why I think I want to try Fairy Wings instead. I'm just going to go right over that. If it needs to be redone, I can redo it. It's not a big deal. I'm going to kind of press it down with my finger a little bit. Which I guess since I have the guides on both sides, it won't matter if I press down in it. Get out of that. Okay. I'm actually going to let this dry a little bit before I try to lift this up. No, Muffin, stop. Hopefully it won't pull the... Let's see how well this works. I feel like maybe I need to activate this before I pull that second piece up. Let me think for a second. This clear has so much glitter in it. Will you get out of the tree? You're like up in the tree. Get down, get down, get down. Good grief. Yes, I still have my Christmas trees up. Oh, there's a heart. I'm like, what is that big chunk? It's a heart. All right. I actually think... I pulled the one off and I did it fine. Like it didn't mess up too bad. I had to kind of manipulate it a little bit with my fingers, but it worked fine. I think I'm going to do a base coat. Hang on a second. I think I'm going to do some base coat and dip and clear. And then the other piece will need to be dipped in clear also, but that ain't no big deal. I'm gonna do the pour method just to keep any glitter out of there. Find my orange stick anywhere, so I'm going to use this. I feel like that kind of encapsulates it a little bit, so maybe when I peel this other one off, it's not going to take it with it. That's what I'm hoping for. You just got to be very careful pulling at it because it wants to bring all of the other dip with it. So maybe that could be eliminated somewhat by being a little more precise about where you put the base coat. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to shape it just a little bit. Get out of the tree. Get out of the tree, Muffin. Oh my gosh, she's climbing up in the tree. She's not done that the entire time. Today's the first day that I know of. I mean, she might do this kind of malarkey when we're gone. Get down. Get down. You nut. Okay, unfortunately we're not going to be able to see what it looks like until we activate and all that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to run a bit of the base coat along the ridge on the part of the nail that was covered up, and then pour the clear on. Muffin, you're not listening to Mama. Okay. I kind of just used my finger and tapped it around a little bit. There's still a bit of a ridge there, so I'm actually going to put a little more top coat on it. I mean, a little more base coat and dip and clear again. There was a little piece hanging off that was kind of loose or whatever, hanging off my nail. Muffin, are you up there because you think you're going to get in trouble for it? Don't try to get in the Christmas tree. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, one thing I don't like about this is the ridge of fairy wings, and it may not have happened if I had not put the show me the money underneath. Oh, Muffin. Yeah, right? She's crazy. She drives me a little bonkers sometimes. Sometimes she'll look right at me and do something she knows she's not supposed to. She listens pretty good, though, usually. When I'm on camera, I have to yell at her more so that... Of course, if I'm yelling at her, I'm usually kind of like lunging for her a little bit, like I'm going to come after her. And that usually makes her get down right away. But if I'm on camera, I try just to not do that. All right, I'm going to try activating this. I'm not sure if I'm going to need more or not. I'm liking the way my camera's about to die. My phone's about to die. I'm liking the way this looks so far. At least I think I am, from what I can tell. While that's hardening a bit, I'm gonna get another one ready. I do think I like using the forms because it makes it a little easier than having to worry about trying to draw a straight line when you're not an artist at all. There's got to be an easier way though. I was actually going to try with a dotting tool. I was going to take and put a little bit of base coat and then just kind of like spread it with the dotting tool. That's actually how I saw the person do freehand the heart. They put 2 dots side by side on their nail. I say side by side, you know, ever how big you want your heart, one side to the other. And then she took the dotting tool and like pulled that base coat straight down into a V, and then pulled this part straight down into a V, and then went back up to where she put the dots and like drew the heart to come around and connect. And then you can either fill it in or whatever, and then you can dip it. So that I thought was super cute, and I thought about trying that, but I really don't know that I want a freehand heart with all the little decals that I'm going to apply. So maybe I'll do that. My next Mani Monday will be the week of the 14th. I don't know exactly what day. Let's see, today's the 1st. Next Monday should be the 8th, and then this should be the 16th, right? Which is still Valentine's time, so I could still do a Valentine's theme, and I may try some freehand hearts then. The bad thing is I'm wasting so many of these. I possibly could reuse them. No, I probably can't, because they've got dip powder all over them. So I probably can't reuse them. You know what I mean? Like big chunks of it everywhere. So it won't allow me to do another nail. Right. Anyway, if you have any tips for how I can do this easier, let me know. Drop it in the comments. No, no, no. Get down. Didn't even have to spray her. I only use the spray when I'm live and can't go towards her. All right, I'm gonna try to do a much thinner coat of base for this. going to try to just use the guides to like not get dip all over them, but just to, what am I trying to say? So that maybe I can reuse them. That didn't make any sense, but I know what I'm trying to say. Can't concentrate on two things at once. Okay. Did I activate this nail? I think I did. Let's activate it again. Yeah, I did. I remember seeing the activate it again, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of filing and buffing. You know what? I didn't do clear over the line, did I? Over the actual, there is one layer. She's a mess. Right. That's what I say. Don't reuse, they won't stick good. Oh, good point. Yeah, she's lucky she's so cute. Get off my printer. Get down. Get down. She knows she's getting wet. She squirted her eyes. She squinted her eyes. She knew she was going to get sprayed. She still didn't jump down. She just squinted at me. Okay. This one came out much better, but I don't know that, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the line. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a dip of clear over this whole thing. I don't think one layer of fairy wings is enough to show up. Remember, the first layer I did on the thumb was Show Me the Money, which was a lot more of a silvery glitter. Fairy wings is a shimmer, so I don't think it's going to be enough, just one layer. But we'll see. All right, let's do, okay, I did 2 layers of activator on the thumb. Let's do a layer on my point. Yeah, that's not going to be enough glitter. I can already tell. So I'm going to have to do something different on that one. Maybe. Let me know how you do, and let me know what you learn, because I'm having a bit of difficulty now. I actually poked my finger with my mani tool or my cuticle pusher and made it bleed. Yeah, I think that's going to need more. The line definitely doesn't look defined. All right, so I'm going to file this just a very little bit. What I'm going to try to do is get the random glitters that are all over the place off my nail. And make sure it's kind of even. I actually tried a tiny paintbrush, one of the ones with the really, really tiny head on it, But sticking it in the base coat, I couldn't draw a nice straight line because the base coat kind of gunked it up and it just didn't come out well. Maybe I need a bigger paintbrush that I can turn sideways, maybe one with a flat head on it, and I can turn it sideways and just kind of run it down in the shape that I want. I may actually pull that out. I've got some paintbrushes over there. I may pull a wider one out to try that with. Let me do the other layer of activator on this finger here. Yeah, this actually just looks like I've scattered glitter all over it and kind of made a mess out of it. Whereas this one looks purposeful. So maybe the Show Me the Money is better for this. Or maybe maybe because I got the base coat thicker and the fairy wings stuck to it better, maybe that's the difference, because I did do a very light coat on that second nail. So what's for dinner tonight? Anything exciting? I think we're doing Applebee's carryout because Manny Monday messes up dinner delight. I don't know, I could think of a D word. Hubby asked me about, or I said that Dean had a 5 off 25, and Greg said, when does it expire? And I'm like, well, like March, the beginning of March. And he's like, are you talking about this weekend or are you talking about tonight? And I'm like, well, Manny Monday kind of messes up dinner because I didn't do anything before I started, and then it runs so late that by the time I get around to doing anything for dinner, it's late. All right, let me try top coat now and see how this is gonna look. I'm not finished, and I'm going to add the hearts, but I want to see what it's going to look like. I probably should have went ahead and added a heart to this thumb. Oh, and very thin top coat for the first coat, and then a thicker one on the second coat. It actually works better, dries quicker, and creates that good surface. So just a really quick swipe with the top coat for the first layer. Yeah, this one you can't really even tell. It actually looks like I've just got random pieces of glitter scattered throughout the nail. And then this one is more of a line. Can you see that? Not sure. All right, so now I gotta figure out what heart design I want to use. I've got all these. They're the same size, or what color, which design, and everything. And then these ones, some of these are open hearts, and some are tiny hearts. Which pack did you get the tiny hearts out of? Oh, I see them. They're in these. So I actually have this combo pack, which is a mix of all the colors, looks like. Silvers, reds, and pinks. Where's my little fabulous wax dotting tool? I love this fabulous wax. What's it called? I forget what it's called. Not a dotting tool. To pick up the things. let go. It won't let go. Oh, that one tried to come loose. Okay, probably what it is I need something sticky for it to stick to. Yeah, wax pen. Fancy name. I'm trying to decide if I should use the adhesive or the base coat. Where is my adhesive? Oh, here it is, right here. I think I'm going to try the adhesive. I wish I could see better. I need some tweezers. Let me grab my tweezers. That'll make things so much easier rather than trying to dig them out one at a time. Using this thing. Use the tweezers to pick it up with. We sell these, by the way. I gotta get me one for upstairs. I keep forgetting to order one. I love this because it has pretty much every tool I need in there, or have needed, I guess I should say, up to this point. They flipped right out of there. All right, hold on a second. I'm not even sure which ones I'm going for here. I'm just randomly. I put it along the side, just along the side. I think what I'm gonna do is start at the top. I have to wait for it to dry clear, which I can barely tell when it goes clear because of the color pink that I'm using. Okay, it went completely sideways. I don't want it sideways. I need it up and down. There. Ah! Dang it, I lost the little red one. Oh wait, here's a red one right here. Oh, there we go.
just flip right off there. It's hilarious.
Does that look retarded, the way I have them positioned? I don't know if I love that. I'm gonna try it with the base coat next because I don't think the adhesive's made for our foils, and I don't think the adhesive works very well. So I'm gonna try it with the base coat next time. Now what I'm gonna do is do base coat over it. And then dip in clear. Okay, where's something I can clean my cuticle line with? I want to know where that one stick disappeared to. Here, I can use a dotting tool with a really fine tip on it. Right, it needs to dry clear, but, oh, wait a minute. Oh, the base coat was great. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do next. I may actually have to answer him if he calls me back, because he's called me twice during this. All right, I'm not sure if I want to go to the trouble of doing the line or if I just want to do hearts on the rest of them. This clear feels so smooth, like almost like glass surface. It's pretty cool. Let me file off this this top coat that I did. What do you think? Should I do the lines or should I just do some hearts? There's got to be a better way for the lines. I do like the way it arches though, using the French tip guides. I like the way it does the whoop. And it looks super pretty, so. The line seems difficult. Oh no, it did. Okay, awesome. You'll have to tell me about that. All right, I actually think what I'm gonna do. Did I activate this? I don't think I did. It will. The only reason I didn't use Dipsy Dip's striping tape was because it would do a straight line versus that curved. That's the only thing that I was... Oh, you mean just use the striping tape? Absolutely. And I did that for my 4th of July nails, but I wanted that curve. So that's the only reason I didn't use that. I actually have several rolls of that striping tape, and that's definitely a thought for sure, but I liked the way the curve looked. So that's the reason. But yeah, it would certainly work great. I did that, like I say, for my 4th of July nails. There's pictures of them back on 4th of July. Oh, that's what I was doing, picking some of these hearts out of here. Darn it. They're hard to get a hold of. And full disclosure, these little adorable hearts are not Dipsy Dip products, but I needed some nail decals to do pretty designs, so I bought them off Amazon. How's that? Cute. I'm not sure if there's a good view of what I'm doing, but it's kind of hard. I'm just doing them kind of random. I don't know if they are going to look stupid or not. Can you hear my son popping his Nerf guns in the basement? I don't know if you can hear it or not. Okay. Gotta get it saturated with the clear. Okay, now, since my design is way different than what I had intended, what should I do with this nail that's done in clear? Like, I gotta do something completely different, right? Don't you think? Say hey when you join me. What do you think? Should I do something different? Should I try freehanding a heart and doing it in like ruby red slippers or lady in red? Or should I do something different? Guess what? I've said 800 things. I should do something different. I think that's what you mean. Now, originally, I was going to do a bunch of red hearts on this nail. I was going to go down at the base and put a bunch of red hearts and then kind of make them go up, you know, almost like balloons floating up or something. That was the look that I think I was going for. But that was originally when I was doing the line and doing one tiny heart on each other nail. So I'm not sure what to do with that one. All right, while I'm thinking, and if you've got any advice for me, I'll wait for you to type. I'm gonna actually do this last nail. Take my glasses back off where I can see what I'm doing. Now the pinky ain't gonna accommodate a whole lot of hearts, but I am gonna try to do this. Is working much better than the foil adhesive. Oh, it's already started drying though. Oh, there we go. Okay, dip it in clear. I think I'm off camera, but I got so much stuff up here close to me that I can't really show everything. So I was just dipping in clear is all I was doing. And it'll look much better. I say do it red, but oh, you mean like the whole nail red? I don't know. I don't think it would. That's kind of how yours are. I don't know. Let's dip these in clear again and I will think about it. I think this one, I can't remember if I activated this nail or not. I think I dipped that one in clear twice. The rest of them all need to be dipped again. Actually, I don't think I did this one at all. It looks like the hearts are exposed. phone's dying, y'all. My other nails are pink with pink, though. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. They are. Okay, I know I did clear on this one. You can see the heart so much better. Maybe it's just because the base coat soaked through, or the clear hardened, or whatever. I don't know. That's okay, because I needed extra dips of it anyway. Like, I needed a layer of clear over all that to protect it. By encapsulating these little hearts, they'll stay put the whole time. That's one thing that's cool about the clear dip, is encapsulating any of your like artwork or your nail designs or art or whatever. It creates like a complete, well, encapsulation, for lack of a better word, because that's what it is you're encapsulating it, and they'll stay till I file them off. So that's awesome. Okay. Just kind of shaping it up a little bit. I still can't decide what to do with that clear nail. I mean, I could just draw a heart on with the base. Try to draw a heart. Hey, Bubby.
Hello.
How's it going? Are you having problems?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
My printer.
You can't get it working?
I got it working, but now it's not working again. I managed to get it working last night and get a piece printed.
Get a what?
Piece printed.
I'm
then-
still live, by the way.
Okay. And then I queued up. I got a few more parts put on the SD card. I was gonna queue them up, and then it wouldn't print properly.
I'm sorry. All right. Still don't know what I'm doing with this ring fingernail. I know I want it to be different though. And they're all different, honestly. I've got different types of hearts and different patterns on every finger, which might mess with my OCD, but if it does, we'll redo it. I think it's kind of fun. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and activate all the nails except for the ring finger, since I haven't done anything to it yet. These are super cute decals. Maybe next year Dipsy Dip will sell fun decals and stuff. Honestly, I think the reason they didn't this year is just because of COVID. Things were too hard to get shipped and whatnot. So they're just trying to maintain what they have, because they haven't rolled out many. Well, they did roll out some new colors, but I think they're just trying to keep up with what's going on now. especially in case we shut down again, you know, have any shutdowns again or whatever. Okay, that's gonna need to harden a little bit. I'm gonna study them for a minute. I have some decals. Where did the decals go? The actual decals that went with, oh, I stuck them in here. It's got the bigger hearts and the heartbeat EKG looking thing and the double heart in multiple. I have that in multiple colors. I think it needs to be something that stands out though. Bright pink. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Like Flirty Flamingo or something like that. I don't know. I'm still conflicted because I wanted the nail to be clear. That was the whole reason I did tips. So I wanted that nail to be clear. All right. Here's what I'm going to try. I don't know how it's going to come out, but this is what I'm going to do. I reserve the right to change these at any time. I don't know if I can draw a heart with this brush. Nope, I cannot. I can already tell you. All right, let me try something. I don't like that either. Let me think what I can do it with. I want to try to freehand a heart. Can't really. I can't really see what it looks like is the problem. Not too shabby considering I couldn't see what I was doing. It's not perfect by any means, and I don't know if I can save it. I mean, I don't know if I can actually use it. Where's a brush I can use that's already had red on it? Okay. It's definitely a mess, but it might be salvageable. Not sure. Let me see if I can get that dip out. Oh, that's part of the heart. I can see through it and it's on the front of my nail. It looks almost like some flames going on. Okay, now which dipping or which dotting tool did I use? It was this one, wasn't it? I'm not sure about that. It looks a little like flames coming off of it. This is comical. Say hey when you join me. For you YouTubers that'll see it later, let me know where you're from. I don't know. It's kind of jacked up, but I kind of like it in the same way. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I got to get all that red off. It's definitely not perfect. It's bumpy. It's stringy looking a little bit. But it looks like a heart, I would say. Don't you? Do you think? I don't know. How am I going to get... You know what? I probably need to... Well, if I activate, it'll harden it. Let's see if I can wipe some of this off. Oh, yeah. That works. Some of that red color residue. It's coming right off with a napkin. That's awesome. Well, like I say, worst case scenario, I can fix it. I'm going to gently file. I haven't activated yet, but I'm going to gently file the heart and see if I can get some of that bumpy out of there, just because it looks kind of weird. I'm just with the lightest touch, and this is a very dull file too, so with the lightest touch, I'm just going over that heart a little bit to try to get some of the bumpy out. Okay, I'm going to encapsulate it in clear. it definitely is kind of stained on the tip. So I'm not loving that, but it is what it is, I guess. Possibly after I activate and file a little bit, that'll come off. I don't know. It is, oh, that's too wet still. Again, just with the lightest touch. All right, I'm going to try to activate now. I'm going to use this activator that's got color in it just because of that red. Now, I have no idea what I'm going to do with my left hand because I will never be able to do this on my left hand. Did I activate all the other nails? I can't remember. They sound hard. They feel hard. I'm gonna say I did. I'm not doing much filing and buffing at all. I'm just gonna do a little bit to even it up. And I have to say, I'm pretty happy with how these have turned out. Considering I'm not artistic at all. That's still not hardened yet. Let me give it another minute. I guess it could kind of look like a fade or whatever, but clear and red don't really mix. We'll just say that. Or maybe it's that I should have done the pour over so it didn't get underneath my nail at all. I don't know. I'll have to play with that and see like what some of the best ways around that are. All right, I'm going to go ahead and activate again. And then I'm going to top coat everything but that ring finger. Don't forget to cap your ends. Encapsulating the ends with dip and then also activating them and then capping the ends with your top coat creates that really tight waterproof seal and keeps any lifting from happening. Or helps keep. I mean, you know, you're going to have lifting eventually, but it definitely helps keep water from getting in between the layers and stuff like that. I try to always remember to do that. Sometimes I forget. You know what? I didn't do a super thin layer of top coat. I forget that. Super thin layer of top coat for your first coat and then go back in with the heavier coat after. But here's what we have. This one after it activates, and it's completely hard. I'm going to file it a little bit and try to get some of that pink and red, or that reddish color off the end so that it's more of a clear, but we'll see how that goes. Thanks for hanging out. That was fun. I'm going to do the other hand. I don't know what I'm going to do yet because that was a lot of work. It took me a long time to do that. And really, the biggest reason why it takes so long is because I'm so new at any kind of nail art or whatever, and I was figuring it out as I went, and it was something I had never done before. So of course it's going to take longer, but once you get more comfortable, you'll be able to whiz right through. And if you just want to add a heart here and there, that'll be super quick. But I think I'm loving it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great day. Happy Nanny Monday. Bye.